Welcome to another episode of REVXP Presents. I'm Chris Mann, the SVP of REVXP, the gaming division of the global integrated sports marketing company Revolution. And today I am thrilled to be joined by my friend and one of the top Magic creators, Taalia Vess. What's up, Taalia?
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Awesome to have you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to jump on REVXP Presents.
Happy to do so.
A little background about Taalia. She's a multimedia content creator, obviously specializes in Magic the Gathering. She creates content for herself and other platforms. She's done commentary for Magic. She creates official Magic content on their channels like TikTok and YouTube. And she recently founded a group called She Sparks, which is a group of women that come together in gaming and support each other. Did I capture everything?
Yeah, pretty much.
You're busy. You got a lot going on.
Yeah, we stay real busy, which is great. It's great.
Yeah, you've been crushing it. By the way, is that a Magic shirt you have on? I just noticed that.
It is. It has some old school Magic cards on here.
That is awesome. Well, I always like to start the show with a simple question, just as an icebreaker. And I think I know the answer, but what games have you been playing?
Yes. Shocker, Magic the Gathering. But I will say, it's a lot to keep up with. This Magic is just constantly changing. There's a new set that comes out every couple months. I have to reread about 400 cards and learn the combos. So it's a lot to keep up with. But when I'm not playing Magic, which is rare, I have been indulging a little bit in some Fortnite. So, because I used to play when it first came out, and then just kind of rediscovered it over the holidays. So
no build, right? Fun. We've got to get on. I know we got to get on and play some games. Our team at Rev has been playing.
Do you know that no build is the reason why I came back? And I am such a boomer. Oh no, I'm not a boomer, but I cannot figure out how to even get on the no build area.
Well, we'll help you with that.
The menu screen has me just confused. But I've gotten really good at building. So.
Have you? Well, we can help you get on the no build.
Yeah,
because that's all we play. Because I am a boomer. That's awesome. Well, it's awesome to have you. Obviously, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite no build with our team. I've been playing way too much Marvel Snap, which is kind of similar to Magic. I know you guys have been trying to get me into Magic for years. The team down at Coral Sword keeps sending me cards, and I've kind of put it off. But next trip, I promise we'll get.
Hey,
we'll get
if you like Snap, you're gonna love Magic the Gathering.
All right. It's a lot to keep up with, especially with a little toddler running around.
I understand.
Well, let's jump in, because Magic the Gathering it's not new. This game has been around, whether it be in the physical form or now the digital form, for years. And it's one of the top games. I know recently celebrated, 30-year anniversary last year?
30 years this year, yes.
And an incredibly passionate community. And in fact, at the end of this REVXP Presents, we're going to be debuting a new segment with our insights team coming on and dropping some data nuggets about Magic. So stay tuned for that. But again, this community is passionate. This audience is engaged. But it is a smaller scaled audience. But with those smaller scaled audiences, that's actually a huge opportunity for brands. So can you talk a little bit about being a creator in this community, the smaller community, and how your audience kind of engages with you, and what are the opportunities for brands with Magic?
Yes, so I think that it's a great opportunity for brands because having a more niche community, not that there's anything wrong with a larger community, but it just really allows us that space and time to interact more closely with our community, whether that's on Discord or in DMs, etc. You just have a more, I don't know,
Is it influence? I think it would be influence. You have a lot of influence on your community.
Yeah, exactly. So whenever I promote something, they know that it's something that I am very genuinely excited about, and I'm not going to just throw stuff at them because they know me on a little bit more of a personal level. So I think spending as much time as I have for the past 4 or 5 years just focusing on Magic has really helped me to build that strong community and build that trust with them. So
Yeah, and you've worked, despite maybe a smaller scale community, we've worked with you actually for Chipotle on a launch of a product that went really well. You actually have worked and you've had a long-standing deal with Voodoo Ranger, craft beer that's really active in the community. Despite maybe a smaller scale, because that community is more engaged, because you're more influential over it, you've worked with some really big brands. And so could you talk a little bit about maybe some of the activations you've done with the Voodoo Ranger team and kind of how those resonated with your community?
Yeah, I think that brand deals with specifically food and beverage for me has been really amazing, and people relate a lot to it because that's kind of, besides magic, on my Instagram profile, I share a lot of my travel journeys, and I talk a lot about food and coffee and beer. So whenever I do activations like Chipotle and Voodoo Ranger, my audience knows that that's real and that's something that I truly love and want to share with them. So I'll get messages all the time, like almost every day, of people sharing their pictures of the beer that they just picked up, their Voodoo Ranger, and they're like, look at you, like influencing me. But it comes from like a genuine place. So it's really, really awesome to see.
No, it's absolutely. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we have had experience working with you. I believe we launched one of our Chipotle proteins a year or so ago, and it was really cool to kind of jump in your chat and see how engaged the community was. And it's interesting. Like, we work with Tim the Tap Man or 100 Thieves, and then we've got some smaller streamers. But to see the love and how your community like really just gravitated towards it was nice to see. It's nice for brands to understand that you don't always have to work with the biggest creator. You don't always have to go after. You don't need a huge budget to actually really make a difference in the space. And I think that's one of the things that, especially the team at Voodoo Ranger, and obviously Patrick's great. Shout out to Patrick. I know he watches these. On the Voodoo Ranger team. There's an opportunity to really engage with creators because every creator has your own community. Every game has their own community. And what's really beautiful about this space is that there's so many different voices, yourself, others, that can really tap into those communities. And so, as someone who, when we're looking to like strategically do things in gaming, we have to keep we have to cast a wide net sometimes. And we have to be really laser focused on, hey, this is the demographic that we want to reach. And so that's one of the things that, we have to keep in mind as brand marketers in the space.
Yeah. And I think like sometimes with bigger content creators, like people know that it's, oh, this is a brand partnership and this is an ad. And so it might not get like the same, engagement that it would. I don't know. People are like really excited for you when you get a brand deal as like a smaller creator. So they're like hyping you up and stuff. I don't know. It's just, I think that it's good, like you said, to just spread. What's the word I'm looking for? Like spread the love. Spread the love.
Support gaming beyond just the first person shooting titles,
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
No, because I think that's, as when brands look to enter the space, one of the benefits of maybe sponsoring an esports team is things like they have multiple teams or multiple content creators. And I think, those are opportunities for, that brands always should consider. So
yeah.
When you're thinking about activating, what type of brand, like what kind of deliverables and what kind of brand deals do you really look for?
I look for something that is incorporating Instagram Reels or TikTok videos, because that's just something I personally love making. I really love making videos and editing them, which takes a lot of time, but I really enjoy doing it. I used to be in production and I was an editor, so like I really enjoy those kind of jobs. And yeah, just something, I always look for something that's going to relate to my community. I'm not ever going to take a deal where I don't think it's a good fit. And sure. I think my community knows that. So
what would be your ideal brand partnership?
My ideal brand partnership, I think, is just something that's along the lines with who I am, and that could be something from like healthy snacks, for gamers, because a lot of the times, like, you'll see, no knock to energy drinks, but you'll see like energy drinks or like or like a bad chip brand, where I think like I want to kind of focus more on like healthy choices for gamers, because that's just what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about what food I put in my own body and things like that. So I look for stuff that's just something that is along the lines with how I live my life. So very much into like my lifestyle and something that I'm passionate about and I can share with people.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, you've got a very busy travel schedule coming up. You're always everywhere. Where are you coming up? Where can people find you online, and where could they find you at some events?
Yeah, so I'm fortunate enough to get to travel to a lot of conventions throughout the year. Next week, we will be in Philly for Magic 30 celebration. I will be there as like a featured special guest. So you can come and find me in my lair, is what they call it, but my little lair. So and then you can find me everywhere at Taalia Vess. So all social media platforms at Taalia Vess.
That's awesome. Well, we'll link to you across all of the different areas that this goes up on YouTube and Twitter and of course on LinkedIn. And now I want to throw it over. We have a new segment for REVXP Presents. I'm going to throw it over to Ian from the Rev Insights team. He's going to drop what we call data nuggets on why brands should consider Magic the Gathering. Ian, take it away.
Thanks, Chris. We do, in fact, have a fresh batch of nuggets here. For this episode, we wanted to look at how Magic the Gathering community kind of relates and compares to the broader gaming community. And we found some really interesting nuggets, some of which you and Taalia kind of touched on during your conversation. The first of which is the Magic the Gathering community is actually younger and more affluent than kind of your average member of the gaming community. 61% of the Magic the Gathering community is under that key age of 34, and a whopping 89% are under the age of 44. We talked about they're more affluent. They're actually 2 times more likely than that average gamer to fall in that high income band, which can make them very attractive to brands looking to partner with the Magic the Gathering creator community. Speaking of partnering with that community and their creators, the Magic the Gathering community is 68%. 68% of them trust products recommended by their favorite influencers and creators. And then in turn, 70% of them love to recommend products to their circle. So not only are they influenced by the creators that they follow, but then they are the influencers within their circle, which is a nice dynamic duo. They prefer meaningful connections with brands, 72% of them, in fact, and we know that creators also have meaningful connections with their communities and then can help facilitate that meaningful connection between their communities and brands that they may partner with. And last but certainly not least, Magic the Gathering community is 2 times more likely than the average gamer to get their news and all of their gaming events from the creators that they follow. So they really, really hone in on those creators and really become part of their community and follow everything that they're doing.
Ian, thank you so much for dropping those data nuggets. I'm sure everyone's looking forward to the next episode and we can continue to get smarter about gaming. Taalia, thank you so much for joining us. And again, I know you're busy. Good luck with the trip to Philly and good luck with all the content creation you're doing. Thank you again. And to everyone out there, really appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us and have some fun. Play some games, everyone. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.